One. Hey, welcome back to the Missouri Sports Network, MissouriSportsNetwork.com, where everyone has a home field advantage. Certainly glad you tuned in. And as always, Great Southern Bank, Labor's Local 663, and the Missouri State Highway Patrol remind us to take that 3 seconds and buckle up. It's 3 seconds that could save your life. Be safe, be smart, and be here tomorrow. Going out to the eastern part of the state, talk a little volleyball with Jackson Lady Indians volleyball coach and head coach David Mirly. And Coach Mirly, thanks so much for your time today.
Hey, just a pleasure to be here. Thanks for inviting me.
You bet. Guys are 13-4-2 on the season. You've got Hillsboro, I believe, coming up this evening, but a huge tournament coming up this weekend. But first, let's talk about your team. 13-4, you're off to a great start. Tell us a little bit about the Lady Indians.
Well, we have a very young team this year. There's one rotation where I've got a freshman, a junior, and all the rest are sophomores. I do play 2 seniors. One plays only in the front row and the other plays only in the back row. So just about most of the time, we only have one senior or none on the court. So we do have a lot of talent, and I'm very excited about the talent that we have. Sometimes it looks like we are quite young on the court, and because we kind of almost are a JV team, but then at other times our talent really shines through, and we kind of show the potential of what we can be. So it's in the end, we've played really well this year so far, but at times our youth shows, and at times our talent shows.
But kind of handicap your area for the viewers and listeners that may not be familiar. What conference do you play in? Kind of handicap that a little bit in your classification.
Yeah, we're in Southeast Missouri. So, Southeast Missouri has been a powerhouse in volleyball in especially the small school area. Advance has won the last 3 state championships, and they're actually the only team to beat us in the last 3 years at home. They beat us twice. So, it's been it's been awesome for such a small school to compete and knock off everybody, even us in Class 5. So they're just down the road. We actually play them on Thursday. Arcadia Valley has been to the Final Four a couple years ago, 2 years in a row. Valley Catholic, we played them the other night. Coach Fisher has over 800 wins now, and she's been to the Final Four so many times I can't even count. Well, they got second state last year. Who else we got? Bernie's had a great, strong tradition. Bell City, Scott City's been phenomenal in the past. So all them schools are teams that we play in our area. That doesn't take very long to get to. And we compete in the SEMO Volleyball Conference, which has 10 teams. We break it down into 2 divisions, large school and small school. And Jackson, Notre Dame, Cape, Poplar Bluff, and Sykeston are in the large school conference.
Again, we're visiting with David Mirly, the head coach at Jackson Lady Indians volleyball. 13-4, you've got this tournament coming in, and that kind of caught my eye as I was looking through it. You got a lot of great teams coming into your tournament. Kind of give us the breakdown there when it's going to get tipped off, so to speak, and how can folks kind of follow along outside of maybe being on campus? Is there any other way to follow along?
Yeah, we're really excited about this tournament this weekend. We have teams from out of the area. We have some strong teams from inside our area. Everyone's really excited because you're going to be playing against teams you don't normally play against. We got Jeff City Helias Catholic coming all the way from Jeff City. They won it last year, and I know they're going to have a very, very strong team. They're probably the favorites to win it. But with Lindbergh and Nix Hall, I've seen both of them play this year already, and they both have solid teams that could easily compete and win this tournament. Melville, Lesterville, and Farmington. Lesterville got second in state last year, and they're from Southeast Missouri. Farmington, we played last night, and they have a lot of talent also. And then Valley Catholic, who I mentioned with Coach Fisher, she's bringing a really, really strong team. They've only lost like 3 or 4 games this year. Advance is back in it too. So 12 total teams. It's when I tried to seed it, I seeded us as high as 3 and as low as 8 out of 12. So it was just kind of a mess trying to seed it and put it all together. So we got 4 pool play games, and we're going to kind of let each team decide where they should be at in the bracket.
Yeah, you say you seed yourself from 3rd to 8th, but I would imagine in both those seedings you had the same numbers 1 and 2.
Yeah, Jeff City Helias Catholic was number 1 in all of my seedings. They're pretty solid, with Lindbergh and Nix right up there at the top too. But all the rest of us, we get a chance to play those big schools from out of the area, and they're all excited. Valley's excited about their schedule. Everyone's excited about their schedule because it's somebody that they don't normally play.
kind of handicap, the district that you're in. When do districts get started? I know you're still a little ways off, but you're probably, I would say you're in the, probably last third of your season right now. I know you've got Fox, Northwest Cedar Hill, who both have, I'm sorry, Northwest Cedar Hills has a really good record, but Poplar Bluff and Seckman in there as well. Kind of handicap that district. And do you get an opportunity to see those other teams in your district?
Yeah, our district just formed last year when they went to 5 classes. So we don't play anyone in our district except for Bluff, which really makes the seeding hard to do. All we have is a few common opponents. So hopefully in the future we can change that and get Northwest and Seckman and Fox on our regular schedule. But that tournament's really up for grabs. Bluff's a little bit down this year, but their coach just had a baby and she just came back not too long ago. A couple weeks ago, and they started winning a few more games, so they're going to be tough outs. All I know about Fox is they lost to Cape the other night, but Fox, I know all those girls play club, and they're tough. I did get to watch Northwest and Seckman play in the Dig for Life tournament, and I was extremely impressed with both of them schools. We played Northwest last year in the district championship game, and she had a couple seniors on the court, and she had some really young players, a sophomore middle and a freshman libero. And they're, of course, back and playing really strong, and their record's really good. So, it really is up for grabs. Whatever team comes out and plays the best. The districts start this year on the week earlier than normal. The first round will be on Thursday, and then Friday, and then the following Monday.
Okay. Yeah, you mentioned a little bit about club volleyball there. Here in this area in Southwest Missouri, club has really blown up here over the past 5 to 6 years. And you've seen teams like a Nixa, like a Willard, a Kickapoo, even a Republic, teams that have really benefited from that club play. How important is that in your area?
Club is really growing just about everywhere in the state of Missouri. And there's good things that go with club. It provides them with an opportunity to play in the off season. It provides them with an opportunity to break away from their teammates at their school and play with kids from other schools, which is great positive things. It seems like every time our game ends, no matter who we play, there's all of a sudden 4 or 5 or 6 girls, maybe some Jackson girls and some girls from the other school all taking a picture. And I'm looking at them like, oh yeah, that's right. They must all be on the same club team. So it's good that they're building those relationships with other people. I always encourage my athletes to always play multiple sports. So, I hope even though they do play club, that they're still playing basketball and they're still playing running track or soccer or something else also. So, that's one thing that club, some girls turn it into completely year round, which, it just has some negative effects also, even though it is providing them with an excellent opportunity to play volleyball a lot.
Visiting once again with David Mirly, the head volleyball coach at Jackson High School. And Coach, just for the viewers, just a little bit about your background. How long have you been at Jackson? Where did you come from? Where'd you go to high school? And how'd you get involved in coaching volleyball?
Yeah, it was a fun ride for me in high school, or as a head coach. I graduated from Jackson in '94, and then decided I wanted to go into education. So I took the first job I could. I applied down at New Madrid County Central, which is about an hour south of Jackson, and they hired me down there, which was a great thing for me because all I wanted to do was be a head boys basketball coach. And I get down there and I'm the assistant coach for Coach Lennox McFerrin. And I was there for 2 years, the 2 years that he won a state championship.
Nice. Good timing.
Sidelines, I was helping him. I was cherish those moments, still talk to him and Coach Mack Jr., still run into some of the players that we won state with. So it was a great time. Chaffee offered me the head coaching position after a couple of years. And I coached head boys basketball coach there for a couple of years. And I moved on to Woodland for a couple of years. When I was at Chaffee, my second year there, I was a head volleyball coach. Then I went to Woodland for 4 just as the basketball coach. And then I went to Perryville as an assistant basketball coach and the head volleyball coach. And that's really where volleyball took off for me, because just had a lot of success at Perryville and stayed there for 10 years, did really well, took a team to the Final Four. And then my oldest was going to be a freshman at Jackson. And I was really starting to, I knew I was going to be missing a lot of his stuff. He was going to be a soccer player at Jackson. My other kid, I got 4 kids. So it just made me to apply for the Jackson position when it came open. So this is my 5th year at Jackson. Couldn't be happier. Loved my time at Perryville. Still have great connections with a lot of people up there, basically everybody up there. But just for my family, it was a great move for me to come to Jackson.
Outstanding. Well, Coach Mirly, we certainly appreciate you being generous with your time here today. I know it's the middle of a school day, but here at the Missouri Sports Network, we try and spread the love out as much as we can, get across the state. And, it's a lot of fun for me to be able to connect with someone like you. And I really appreciate you being generous with your time today.
Hey, thanks. I appreciate it. Loved it. Anytime I can talk about volleyball, I love it.
You bet. You're listening to the Missouri Sports Network at MissouriSportsNetwork.com, powered by KICK 92.3. And we'll be back after this.